Hello everybody, I hope you guys are all doing well. So we're doing another requested reading today, and this time the comment is Alois Irlmaier, I don't know how to pronounce it. So he was a German diviner and psychic who became famous in World War II locally for predicting where bombs would land, and also by answering questions about family members missing in the war, some of whom were still alive as prisoners of war in the Soviet Union. In a public court appearance, when he was accused of being a charlatan, he convinced the judge that his psychic abilities were real by describing what the judge's wife was wearing that day. Irlmaier had visions of a future world war many years after his time, when the world would be much warmer. According to him, the war would start with natives confronting each other as tensions mounted in the Middle East, and there would be talk of peace, but war would be triggered by a series of assassinations in the Balkans. Again with the Balkans. He saw Russian forces advancing quickly into the Balkans and westward deep into Germany, until stopped by American intervention with chemical weapons. Irlmaier's vision pictured Paris being burned in an uprising and England devastated by an undersea nuclear device, while Italy would also suffer greatly. Russia's regime would collapse in revolution, and the war would end only after huge losses in lives and suffering, even if it didn't last very long. Irlmaier saw China invading Alaska and the west coast of the US at the same time, but being stopped. He could not see an exact date for the war, but said he could make out 2 8s and a 9. Like, for example, like in the 8th of 2049. He saw a long period of peace after this war, but the survivors would need to start from scratch in many ways. Can your cards answer the question of whether there is truth in this vision? And if so, could they also indicate a year when that would come true, if at all? All right, so let's start with these cards first. So let's ask, was it accurate what he predicted for the future for this Third World War? Can we expect anything from what he predicted? How accurate is it? So we'll have his energy in here, and then the outside influences. What can we expect from the external events? I didn't know about this guy. I googled him and found out that he predicted the 3 days of darkness that would be accompanied by natural disasters and terrible storms. He also said that there will be a significant shift in social structures and power, which will be followed by a period of recovery. He also had visions of certain technological advancements, such as those that would be used in the war. Okay, so let's see. Will anything come true of what he said? How accurate will it be? And what can we expect? Alright, so that's his energy and the outside and external events. Okay. Alright. So this is him. Okay, Okay, Seven of Cups. Then we have the King of Swords. Like, he really seen what he's seen. He really had these visions. With this energy, Seven of Cups, it's still in the air. It's still not manifested yet. Because it's anything can happen here. But it's not fulfilled yet. It's nothing grounded in reality yet. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Destiny, and the Nine of Swords. Okay, on top for him. Alright, now let's see the outside events. Okay, the Emperor. These are the leaders, the likes of Putin and these warmongers. The Four of Cups, the Three of Cups, and on top here, ooh, the Five of Pentacles. From this, I'm seeing more like an economic crisis in the world because of the decisions made by these leaders. I'm not seeing here like third world energy, but it doesn't mean that it will not happen. It's more I'm seeing people being financially impacted. And his visions is still not clear. I think that he said the truth of what he saw in his visions. It could happen because it's still in the air. But what I'm able to pick up on from here is like it depends, because of course future is still bound to change depending on the decisions that we make, and especially these leaders, these people that hold the power, depending on the decision that they make. So we have free will. But because I said, as what I'm tapping in here into here is more like we're gonna go through a crisis, and this is Pentacle, this is money, finances, so this is a challenge that we will be faced with in the future, most likely. But it can still happen. What he predicted, it can still happen, because this is fate, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, it's unstable, it feels unstable, but it can happen. There can be a sudden shift, a change, and then whatever is, I see these cups with different things can manifest. So let's do it one by one. So first let's ask about China and United States. Can we expect China to attack United States sometimes in the future? Like, I don't know, next 20 years or so. So from this, the conclusion from this spread is that, yes, he said the truth of what he really saw, but it's still up in the air. It can still manifest, but I cannot give guarantees that yes, it will be. More what I personally tap into is this poverty that we're going to experience as a collective. So okay, so let's do the China and United States thing. Will China attack United States as he's seen in his vision? So we're gonna have United States here, and we're gonna have China here. Will United States be attacked by China in the next decades? Alright, so we have United States here, and we have China here. Okay, so United States. The Page of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, Temperance, that's good. And now let's see the Moon card. It's funny with the Page of Pentacles. This is about the dollar, the finances, the money. America does something, like they're you know, they benefited after the Second World War. They're dominating the world with, you know, the petrodollar and all that. So the dollar is the world currency, like a winner. And then with the Temperance, we can see that's like maintaining control. Now we see China's energy. Okay, the Queen of Wands, the Three of Swords. They're not doing that great in China. I know that they're buying a lot of gold, and I think it's because they want to take out the dollar and the euro and everything because of the inflation and everything. But the dollar and the euros and these currencies, that they're being kept on printed, and then the inflation, well, the gold is stable. So I think that China is buying the gold as a way to have like security, stability. And maybe they're expecting, or they're pushing, or they're trying in a way to destabilize the dollar and United States dominance here in the world. Yeah, it's the money, it's the finances. So it's more like this type of war. Not wanting to accept something, not wanting to accept this, like America dominates. The dollar is the world currency in a way. This can mean also delay. But with the Moon card on top for America, it's also this idea like anything can happen. It's not stable. So from these cards, I'm not seeing war, attack. It doesn't mean that it will not be. It just means that I'm just able to tap into this. It's more of economic warfare. They're trying to destabilize the dollar and to consolidate yuan and the China's influence in the world. So I'm tapping more like this type of war, economic war. Now let's do another one about Europe. I mean, we already have a war in Europe with Ukraine. But let's see if it will develop. Because in the Balkans, like he said, he started something in the Balkans. In the Balkans, we have Serbia that is allied with Russia. And their neighbors, and our neighbors, Hungary. But you know what? Hungary is not going to last long. In spring, they have elections. So Orban most likely is out because he's doing horrible in the polls. There's other contender. His name is Peter Magyar. And it looks like he's going to win in the spring. So we're only going to have half a year of Orban. And after that guy wins, Hungary will not be like a roadblock anymore. They will cooperate and not be Russia's servants and slaves. But there is still Serbia. There is still Serbia that is still allied with Russia. So yeah, anything can happen. Russia can barge in and say that they're there to defend the Serbs. And yeah, so let's see. Can we expect anything like that of what he predicted in Europe? We already have, as I said, war in Europe. But let's see if the Russians will advance in the Balkans. Although I don't see how, because it's Romania, my country, and Russians are our enemies. They're not going to be able to pass through here. There is Bulgaria that is more, they're a bit more pro-Russians. They have a lot of pro-Russians there. I don't know. So let's see. What can we expect in Europe? Alright, so we have Europe here. and Russia. What's the energies? I mean, we're already preparing for war in Europe. We're prepared seriously for war, and we're expecting to be engaged in direct conflict with Russia. But I'm not sure if it's gonna be with the Balkans and the way that this guy predicted. So let's see. Europe. Oh yeah, this is bad. This is warlike energy. The King of Wands, fire, intensity, power. Kind of like stuck, trapped, Two of Swords, tough decisions will need to be made. Yeah, this is the crossroads too. We have two twos, and this is also Wands. Fire. And the Queen of Pentacles. This could be about money, financial stability. Let's see Russia's energy. Hope it will collapse. The Four of Swords, postponement. So they haven't given up the fight. They're preparing for a window in the future. This is planning, plotting. The Eight of Swords, they're trapped. They're collapsing. They're collapsing. Russia's in deep doo-doo. Seven of Cups, they rely on propaganda. This is the projections, the lies, the hybrid warfare tactics. Okay, and on top the Four of Cups, not wanting to accept. So with these cards, yes, I think that there is a potential conflict in the future, because I have the King of Wands here, just fire, intensity, but it's not 100%. I cannot see it happening 100%. I just see like a big probability chance of it happening, but it's like postponement here, because at the moment they're trapped, they're stuck, they still rely on their tactics and techniques of deceiving us and making us vote in for leaders that would support Russia, and Russia just doesn't want to accept to be part of the civilized world. They would rather eat rocks and live in poverty and misery than to give up their imperialistic dreams and aspirations. This is their drug of choice for most of Russians. They live in misery, but they feel good about themselves, imagining that they're this imperialistic power in the world, that they're very important. Yeah, so, it could happen. Yeah, it could happen. There are choices here, decisions that will need to be made, and Russia will attack. Maybe, if not in the short term, in the long term, they're preparing, because they just do not want to accept to be civilized and stop being violent savages, attacking all their neighbors and attacking all their countries, genociding them, destroying their languages, destroying their culture, and imposing Russianism on them. This is what they've done for centuries. So we have to defeat them. We do need to defeat them, because otherwise there's only gonna be violence in the future if we will not teach them a lesson. Yeah, so from these cards I see that yes, there is a high chance for war in Europe. It is possible to be like that guy said. Now I don't know, maybe they'll use some. Let's do another one, last one. Let's use these cards and let's ask about chemical weapons or nuclear weapons. Is there a chance for those being used? Is there a chance that, also in the prediction it was something about United Kingdom would be hit by, wait, let me check, like a nuclear submarine. Okay, let me see. England devastated by an undersea nuclear device. You know what? Let's ask about this first. Let's ask about England. Will England be attacked by this undersea nuclear device. All right, so let's see. United Kingdom and Russia. All right, let's see. United Kingdom. Defense, looking into the deals. They have control, power. There are some losses. Now let's see here. Probably Russia will try to make some move to prove a point. This Five of Swords, wanting to show that they're this big, mighty power to be feared. Justice. I'm kind of seeing retaliation with this. The Moon card. Insanity, in a way that this insane leader. Someone needs to stop Putin. And the Four of Swords. So I'm not sure if it's going to be nuclear or anything like this. Because if Russia tries anything like this, they're done. They're out. They're cancelled. But they might attack United Kingdom in some way. But here they're defending themselves. They're working. Looking at the details, they still have like the power and control here. But with this losses, the Five of Cups, they might experience some type of attack, something. And Russia wants to kind of humiliate them. Is like doing something in retaliation. With the Moon card, it's also like a sneaky way, hidden. So it's in plan. So again, I'm not saying it it's 100%, but it is a chance that Russia will attack United Kingdom in some way. Now let's ask that question about nukes and chemical weapons. So again, let's see, Russia on this side, will they use nuclear weapons, chemical weapons? And on here, like the rest of the world, what can we expect? Alright, so we have the rest of the world here, and then Russia. So we're inquiring about nukes and chemical weapons. Let's see. The world. Two of Swords. This can mean blockage. It's a matter of time. Justice. There will be retaliation if they do this. They're prepared. They're watching Russia. They have their intelligence. They're on guard. And this is Russia, the King of Cups. Ew, I don't like this. But it could be threat. This could be threat. And control. So I have doubts. Russia would try to intimidate here, but I see the world kind of like blocking them. They know what's going on. They surveil Russia's nukes. So these are the spies, the secret agents. They know what's going on underneath. They're prepared. And they're ready for retaliation. Putin knows this. It's more important to have here, to have control. So I'm not inclined to think that he would use nuclear weapons, even though like I'm concerned about this. But I'm reading this as more in like trying to show force, trying to bully people and trying to blackmail the rest of the world with the nukes that they have. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting. No, I don't know. We'll see. So, in conclusion, this guy, like, he told the truth of what he's seen in his visions. from the first spread, I got the feeling that certain things can still happen, but it's not 100% sure because it's in the air. It depends a lot on the leaders, because we have the emperor, the leaders and the decisions that they will make. So maybe we'll not have to go through that, but it's a risk. What I'm personally picking up on is more of like we're going to go through an economic crisis worldwide because of decisions that these leaders make. And we will have some type of a conflict with Russia in the future. So it's high probability, but I doubt that it would be nukes or anything like this, because no matter how crazy Putin is, like, he would know he is done. He would be done. It would be over for him and for Russia if they do this. Yeah, so I don't know. This is what I could get from this card. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support. I appreciate all of you. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.